Gen moun ki di liv ak lekti se nam yo, gen ki di se san yo, e ou men, ki jan ou konsidere liv avek lekti? Nan klas sa jodi a, ou pral gen opotinite pou tan de etudyan yo avek kek invite ki pral bay opinyon yo konsen nan suje sa an angle. Dok si ou remen liv avek lekti ou bien ta remen amilori angle ou, konen video sa se pou ou. Ou menm tou ou kapab kite opinyon, swa an kreol, swa an angle nan yon komante.
Mr. Aguilera, get the microphone. So, why is it important to read? And what kinds of book do you like to read?
Hi, good evening, everybody. My name is Helen. And first of all, thank you to Michael for the microphone. I really appreciate that. Very kind by your part. As I said, my name is Helen. I am always from the R, which is Dominican Republic. And it's always a nice pleasure for me to be around people who loves English. Just I just want to share my opinion about that beautiful question, sorry, which is why it is important to read and what kind of book that I like to read. It is important to read, guys. First of all, because as we go each morning to the gym, to strengthen our body. When we read, is a kind of training for our brain because that make us think a lot better. Okay. And then if you're learning a new language and you're reading in that language, that help you with pronunciation, that help you to have a better pronunciation. And also it's depend of the books that you are reading. If you are, for example, you are reading a book that can give you tips in life, that will help you to have a better version of yourself. There is a expression that we use in English, which is become somebody, somebody. When you say become somebody, somebody is someone that is become a better version of yourself. Books is one of the things that can help you to arrive in that level because some of us don't really have opportunity to go to university because of money or other things, but there are a lot of books that can help you to catch knowledge. You don't even go to university, and then by reading you can get knowledge. Okay, and then books also can help people to have communication skills. Okay, but how you will get those skills if you not read. So that's why it is important to read. So I mentioned reading is important because that can help you to become to have a better version of yourself, and it's a kind of training for your brain, and then how that help you to think better. And then with books can give you skills that you didn't have. Each time you read, you take note in a piece of paper that can help you to remember the most important part in your reading and then how to apply them in your life. All right. So me personally, I like to read books related to teaching because I'm passionate about teaching because I like teaching. I like to read this kind of books and communication books, like books that can help me to handle with wood person. All right, how to respond someone when he or she even give me a bad answer, how to handle with those moments when they arrive. So I'm like, that's why I plan to read books related to teaching process and communication skills during this coming year, which is 2026. All right.
Mhm.
And yesterday I was with my little sister and she asked a question related to that too. She said, you have a lot of book in your house, so why you have those books here? So I say to read. She say, why you like to read? So I say I like to read because that helped me to become a person that my mom always wanted me to be. I don't say books. My life isn't a book, but a book can help me to learn other people experience and then to see mixing that people made and then how their what strategy they used to recover and then I can just to not go in the same way where where others failed.
Mhm.
And then she said, you know what? From today, I'm gonna start to read. We can read even in 20 minutes. we can read, and then we are like meditating about the short term that we read. Then we will have the desire to read every day, like we'll become hungry. All right. So that's why I encourage every single one of you will send me, even on YouTube, TikTok, wherever you are in the world, even though you don't like to read, but trying to do it, trying to start, because all right, you just try, and then you tell me after 1 year how much you learn. All right. And I have more to say, but let me give you a chance to say something too. All right. It was you, man, Mr. Allen.
Great. Awesome, dear brother. Even though you're kind of a little longer, but you did a really great job. Do you understand? Because while you're talking, I really paid attention listening to you. I can see that the way you open not only mouth, but also your heart as well to say things. And it has wisdom in it. Thank you, brother. Yes, Miss Yolanda, you get the microphone. Let's go with you,
Yes.
please.
Hi, everyone. My name is Yolanda, and I just wanted to say something about this question. Reading for me is important. I think it's because it really shapes how we think, how we make decisions, and also how we understand the world around us. It really strengthens critical thinking, expands vocabulary, and exposes us to perspective and also experiences beyond our own. Um, it also builds discipline, focus, and emotional intelligence, which are very essential in this world right now for personal growth, for education, and long term success. As for now, I don't read as much as I used to. Maybe it's because of lack of time, but I'm gonna put myself into it again. But I used to enjoy reading books focused on personal development, on psychology, and especially finance. I love financial books because they really stand out because they teach practical knowledge about how money works, how to make it, how to manage it, and how to use it wisely to create stability and independence. And so far, I know that's not in the question, but so far, the best book I've read is The Business of the 21st Century because it completely changed the way I view money, the way I view work, the way I view opportunity. And because that book explains how traditional education doesn't always teach financial independence. And also, the book emphasized the importance of mindsets, of entrepreneurship, and building systems instead of just trading time for money. Um, Reading that book motivated me to take control of my financial future, sorry, and continue learning about business and wealth building. So if I must like keep on reading book, that would be book aligning to that book, The Business of the 21st Century. Thank you.
Thank you very much, the big cousin. I would appreciate it, and I would thank you as well for sharing. And I think Miss Neftali takes note as well to read that book really quick. It's a really good one. I really appreciate it. Thank you very and very much. It's going to be you, our beautiful one, Miss Neftali. You get the microphone. Just open it, try to spread, to say things about the topic.
Hello, good evening, everyone. My name is Neftali. I'm a PR student of Common Language Courses, and tonight I'm very happy to be with you guys. And when I said I'm a PR student, yes, I am because I was listening to you guys, and wow, I don't know, I don't even have words to express what I'm feeling right now. And thank you so very much, Teacher Michael, for sending me the link and to remind me because I was forgetting about the club tonight. And thank you for giving me the mic. So, so tonight we are talking about reading. As I'm a reader, I'm so happy to be with you guys and sharing my thought about why it is important to read. And in my personal experience, I can say reading is a very important tool if you want to become smart, intelligent, and success in life. Myself, I'm a reader, and my journey as a reader started when I was a kid. I was living in Haiti with my parents, and at the time, we used to have a lot of power outage in our neighborhood. And I remember, as every kid, we like entertainment, and one of the easiest way that I can entertain myself was to read. I started by reading Jehovah Witnesses magazines because in our culture sometimes we said, so okay, you are too young to read some kinds of books. That's why I was limited, like, to read only spiritual stuff. But when I was growing up, I started reading other stuff, and I can say one of my favorite books are romantic books. I like putting myself in other people's story, other people, you know, life, other people, beautiful things that is happening in our life that's not going to happen in my life. Just kidding. But yes, I like to read. I like reading. And I can say the reason that is so important to read it is if you want to become accurate, to have word to say, because sometimes you can like have the ability to speak. You can be a speaker but not a good speaker. You can say a lot of words, but to make people who have this wanting to listen to you again and again, you have to be accurate. And the way that you can become so accurate, it is by reading. For example, me myself, I speak several languages, but every time that I have to do some participation, first, I try to read. For example, all of my spiritual stuff, I do them in Spanish. And if I have participation in my congregation, the first thing that I will do, it's going to be read something so that I can remember some Spanish word, that's the Spanish, that way the Spanish can come easily in my head, because I'm not that smart to switch from a language to another one to be speaking like it is my mother tongue. No, I'm not. So reading is one of my tools. I use it to make people listen to me and want to listen to me again and again. So that's why I would like to encourage everyone to keep reading, because reading is a very, very beautiful thing. So thank you so very much, Michael. That's gonna be all for now. And I think if I have something else to add, I will raise my hand. Thank you.
Great. So thank you, and thank you very much, our beautiful lady. You're the prime one here. We're so happy to have you, and we congratulate you as well. And I think momentarily you're gonna get things to say. That's why we're supposed to get you out here. And then we're gonna go with you, please, the other giant, you, Miss Steffi. Get the mic. Try to say things, please.
And I was listening uh videos before the club. It was from Elon Musk. If you read in an area you is not interested in, you will be discouraged. This is why when we start to read, we have to read an area you love. If you like romance, read some book about romance to get motivation. That's gonna help you. Reading is important in so many ways. Why? Because when you read, you invest in yourself. The best investment you can do, it's in yourself. And reading help you do that. And this throughout this year, every book I read teach us the same lesson. Maybe every podcast I listen teach me the same lesson. The best investment you can do is in yourself. And the first one you can do is about reading. Because when you read, you feed your brain. When you're feeding your brain, you have a great mindset, you become more positive, and sometimes that help you to reduce stress. Sometimes you just read a book, you are anxious. While reading, you find the answers. Maybe you find a door, to open, because the reading process help you in this area. And like I really love, it's like when you read like books, it's a good friend. You can open it and open it again. And sometimes that's happened to me. When I read, if I'm not satisfied the way I read the chapter, I'm gonna read it again. because I feel something was off while I was reading. If I was reading for for something just pop up, I have to leave and to go out. I left the reading process in the middle. I'm gonna start over again because I think there is something which is not stick off together if I keep reading the same way. I think reading is really important because that's gonna help you to feed your brain. That's gonna help you to have more vocabulary, and that's gonna help you to keep grow. Reading help and personal growth. And when you read in the area you like, that help you a lot. Like me, I have the goal like to be financial free. Why now I read book about business. But before I never read any book about business because it wasn't my goal, it wasn't my purpose. But why now, if I can say kind of books I like to read for now, it will be books about business, about leadership, because I want to be financially independent. I want while I'm talk, I want people to listen to me. That's my answer. Thank you, Teacher Michael.
Okay, guys, so thank you and thank you a million, our beautiful lady, because books really make that big change in you. We really appreciate that and really thank you as well, because you're kind of brave to give the first comment. Thank you. Alex, brother, you get the microphone, please. Just open it and you get opportunity to say things about the question number one. Try to do it, brother.
Hello, teacher. Hello, everyone.
Hello.
It's always a pleasure to have the possibility to improve my English. And I want to thank you because you sent me the link. It is I'm Alexandre. I live in the US, and I can say with the teacher I have a great possibility to learn how to speak English because I don't even go in a school in here in the US. It is a pleasure to talk about this subject, why it is important to read, and what kind of books do I like to read. It is important to read because books, it's like a universe. It's like a way to understand things. It's like a way to make some experience that you don't really have to make by yourself because someone else already did this experience for you. Because in life, we don't have to make all experiences. This is the reason some people just have this possibility to make some experiences and they want those experiences for us to give us to find a better way to find life, a better way to live life. This is the reason I think reading is very important. As just as it is important to exercise to be healthy, just as it is important to eat different meals to be healthy, I think it is also important for our mind to improve our knowledge and our thinking. And I think the best way to enrich your brain is to read. It is the reason for me I always read books because when I want to learn something, when someone talk about something and I don't know the thing yet, I know I can find a way to understand. I can find a way to understand the thing in a book because we can have several books and each book can give us some possibility to learn several things. And for me, the books I like to read, it is the novel books because in the novels book I can be in the books, I can be in the story, I can find myself in the story. Like when I read some books and they explain the books, they explain some situation. Sometimes when I read novels, I can see myself in those books. It's like I'm the author. I'm the person who live or who live in the story. I like educational book
Mhm.
because even though you go to a university or a school, if you don't have this practice to read books, I I'm I can be clear that you can go anywhere without reading books. This
Mhm.
is all I would like to say to people.
Congratulations, brother. I really congratulate and I really thank you as well because you accept the invitation and try to be our here, sharing things, knowledge, and wisdom as well. Thank you, my dear brother. Let's go, please, Mr. Stanley. We're gonna go with you, our dear brother, Mr. Stanley.
Good evening, everybody who are here, especially you, my dear teacher and friend, Michael. So happy, to greet you. And my name is Stanley from Haiti, and all teacher Michael students. About the topic, the importance of reading, I could say, as my dear friend Mr. Allen, mentioned something, about communication. When you read, you will be able, to have a bunch of words at your disposal. It will help you, to communicate well, to articulate. Not only that, reading help people as well, to be a problem solving. It's for that reason, I try to read every day, so that I can stand out because I think that it's something that is pretty important in that world right now. If you can't stand out, they will not try, to hire you. And you as well, you will not be an asset. You will be your abilities. For that reason, me, I try to read every day. And the other thing as well, it will help you, to think outside the box. When I mention to think outside the box, that means you will be able to come up with some great idea. And then when people have problem, you will be able to solve the problem so fast because you got idea, you have knowledge, and then you know that one of the things that really stop people from achieving their world, their thing, their objective. It is because of ignorance. When you have ignorance, you have a fear of failure. The fact that you know that you don't have knowledge in certain things will not be able, to take speech. You'll not be able, to say something. You will not propose yourself, for some work because you know that with deep down within you don't have enough knowledge. But if you keep reading, you keep building, yourself. That means you broadening, your knowledge. You will have ability, to stand out. When people ask for someone, to do something, you will propose yourself and many doors will open for you. It's for that reason I think that it is something that is pretty important. Everybody right here should wait because if you wait, you will find a lot of insights that can really help during your period on this earth. And the other thing as well, what kind of books that I like to read? I like to read books, talking about, personal development, like leadership, time management, books on as well success on business. I do love those kind of books because I don't want, to contribute something positive in that world. I don't want, to achieve my goal. It's for that reason I try, to read those kind of books. And I can tell you guys, those books, just help me, to improve my ability because, sometimes if you're not used to weed, you might be like, I could say that you might not respect, someone else's opinions. But if you keep weeding, you will feel like it's pretty important, to respect someone's opinions, and you will understand people more as well because you are so wise about all the decision you have to make. You will think twice before you take any decision because you got that knowledge. And then if you don't, or if you overusing that knowledge, you know that deep down you do something that hurt your feeling, and then you will stop from doing that. You will say, oh, if I got that knowledge, I really need to um make my decision based on that knowledge, and then you will feel like you're wise. For example, there are some people they try to read some book talking about law of attraction, and then you know that if you thought bad things might happen to you. You will keep from not thinking bad. If someone just did something to you, say, oh, I can understand that person, maybe it is because he woke up on the wrong food. You will try to question that action instead of just action abruptly. I think it's all, and thank you, my dear teacher Michael. And I forget to mention that I forgot that if if today was the club, it's for that reason I just come a bit late. And thank you a lot, teacher, I really appreciate it.
Yeah, we got it. Thank you, brother. You really did it as well. Like the other brothers, you really did a really good job. My dear one from Delma, a really big shout out to all of the other folks who are listening from Haiti, especially Delma as well. Let's go, please, Mr. Emmanuel. Just me. Emmanuel, you get the microphone boy there. Just open it and say things, please.
Thank you, Teacher Michael. Good evening, everybody. My name is Jasper Emmanuel. I'm listening from Haiti, especially at Petit Goa. It's a really nice pleasure for me to have all of you tonight for sharing your point about the great topic that we have. We are talking about books reading. First of all, I can say to you, it's really important to read because when we read, that expand our mindset. Books exposed to new ideas, strategies, and ways of thinking you may never encounter in daily life. Another thing I can say, books reading improve decision making. When you read, you learn from other successful people. You learn from their mistakes, and that really help to save time and money. Then when we read, that builds discipline and focus. Like Brian Tracy explained in one of the book, No Excuses, reading regularly strengthens self-discipline. And another thing I can say, reading increases financial intelligence. Many people work hard, but they stay poor because they lack financial education. Reading fills this gap. And the last one I want to add, I think reading improve your English skills. Since we learn to practice English, reading is one of the best ways to grow vocabulary and confidence. For that reason, it's really important to read. Yes, I want to read books like Mindset and Financial Education. These books change how we think about money. And I want to read books related to self-discipline and success, business and entrepreneurship, and the last one, investing in money management. That's all, Michael. Thank you.
Great. Thank you, our dear boy there with your son right here from Haiti, Petit Guave. Really big shout out to all of you folks and congratulations, my dear brother, you, Mr. Emmanuel. So now we're gonna go with Miss Rebecca. After Rebecca, let me see. It's going to. I'm trying like to give each of you comment, guys. Be patient. It's going to be Maisha. Miss Rebecca. After Maisha, Mr. Ginaldo, you're gonna get the mic. Be ready. Let's go, please, Miss Rebecca. You get the microphone.
Okay, hello, good evening, guys.
Good evening.
Thank you, Teacher Michael, for giving me the mic. I almost fallen asleep, so I'm so tired, but I just want to stay here today. We discuss a wonderful subject talking about read. So, talking about books. Sorry. According to me, I think reading is really important because it can help us to grow mentally, emotionally, and socially. So it's really important for us to read. So, and I really like your initiative to help people to read. Me personally, I'm not a book lover, so I read sometimes, but not totally feeling um like like that. But now I'm just trying to read, to just making any effort to read more. So when you read, it can build your knowledge. So it can help you to have more information, new ideas, new skills. So, and reading can help us to reduce a stress, so bring calm in your mind. So it's really important to read, and it can support you for growth. So I encourage people to read. And the second part of the question says, what kind of read book Yeah, what kind of book do you like to read? Me, now I like to read motivational book because I want to achieve some of my goals. So I think this kind of book can help me to achieve my goals. So after that, I like to read educational book and book talking about business because I want to I want to be emotional just yeah. I want to be a financial independent, so I like to read business book and I like to read book talking about health and fitness too. So thank you again, Teacher Michael, for giving me this opportunity to share my thought.
Yes, congratulations and thank you, our beautiful Becky, Miss Rebecca. It's a nice pleasure to get you with your beautiful comment. And don't forget, you're in America, not the continent, but the country, United States of America. You can do it. Read, keep
Yeah,
reading, try to get goals and plan as well. You're gonna accomplish things. Thank you, Miss Rebecca.
yeah, welcome.
So now we're gonna go with a different person. It's going to be you, our dear brother, Mr. Ginaldo. It's been ages. You get the microphone, open it, say things. We're gonna go with you, my dear brother.
Good evening, everybody,
Good evening.
especially my family, my comrade. I greet every single one of you guys. Um, my name is Ginaldo. I'm from Haiti, and I currently live in Dominican Republic. So it's I'm kind of excited to be here tonight. So it's been a very long time. Yeah, so it's good to see you guys.
Mhm.
Um, for me, I think reading is one of the best things that we have in life, and because I think we need to read as to grow knowledgeable, and we need it in every field that we get into in life if we actually want to build a career. So we will need to read a lot and trying to get ourselves beyond the regular level that we used to be. So I think reading book is to disclose a new horizon, you know, to get yourself very far from um, what a regular person used to be in life. And I think one of the book that I read, even though that I didn't finish it, because I'm kind of very lazy when it comes to read. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. So I'm not a very good reader, but yeah, I'm trying to. You know, I didn't have the habit, but I'm trying to have it. Like thanks to teacher Michael, because this is something that I've never done before until I get into Comward language courses. But now I can say I'm doing better. One of the book that I really like, it was or it is Eat That Frog,
Mhm.
which is a book. I think it's for personal development. So it's like to change your habit. So this is a very good book to read. And one of the things that I really like about it, and when I first read it, I did understand that phrase when it said, when Brian Tracy says, if you have two frog in front of you, eat the ugliest first. So this phrase, I was misinterpreted just because I didn't understand it. But when I started to think about it and trying to understand it, I realized that it was not what I think before. So it is, if you have two things in front of you to do the most important first. So when you do the most important first, so you you like have something ahead of the time. So I think this is the reason that I consider like reading book as a lifetime. So for me right now, I I can't say that I got myself into reading, but I want to. I want to have the habit of reading books. I want to feel like I want to heal. I want to read something when I wake up in the morning. So I want to be like that. So I'm trying to have that habit because I consider reading as basically the most important thing in life. if you don't want to be a regular person in life. So this is my opinion about that, and it was very good to participate tonight.
Great. Thank you a million, our dear brother, Mr. Ginaldo. We're so happy to get you. Do you understand? Even though we said it's been ages, but we know the situation, we are kind of like fighting and with things in the eye. But today we get opportunity to be around. Thank you. And thank you very much. So let's go please myself, please.
Hello, good evening, everybody, especially you, Teacher Michael. So, my name is Mahisalov. I'm listening from Dominican Republic. So, it's really a pleasure to be here with us tonight. So, well, from my perspective, reading is really important because it helps us grow mentally, emotionally, and even spiritually. So it improves our knowledge, vocabulary. So and imagination. So when you read, that boosts your brain power by improving your memory. So that help you as well to develop positive thinking. So another thing, so reading reduce stress. So the more we read, the more we learn. So the kind of book I enjoy to read, so I enjoy to read motivation book because they inspire me to become a better person and stay positive in life. So and I also like health and fitness book because they teach me how to take care of my body, eat well, and stay active or health and lifestyle. So thank you, Teacher Michael, for giving the mic.
Yes, congratulations, Miss Marcelo. You're kind of natural tonight. I really appreciate and I really congratulate you. You being a kind of growing as well. Thank you. Amelian, beautiful lady. Uh-huh.
Hi, my name is Coralie. I'm from Miami, Florida. I'm Yolanda little cousin. And I think reading is important because it helps you learn new words, speak better, and understanding things more clearly. When you read, your brain gets stronger and you become smarter over time. Reading also helps with school and writing. The kinds of books I also like to read are storybooks. I like books that tells interesting stories because they're fun and help me imagine new things. Some things I also like are books that teach life lessons. Thank
Mm.
you.
So thank you very much, little cousin. It was a nice pleasure having you tonight. Thank you. And congratulations. Uh-huh. Mr. Cabby, you get the microphone, brother.
Hello, good evening, everybody. My name is Kirby. I'm from Haiti. It's have been almost 2 years since I moved to United States, Florida. And so actually, I was on WhatsApp and I saw my little brother. He posted this, and I had the ID and the password, and I said, "Let's see, let me join and see what's going on, see what's my brother's like working on it." So actually, Mr. Michael, I really appreciate what you're doing. It's just little, but it's mean a lot because I remember when I first started. So if I had something like that, so my English would be very fine right now. So many people they probably don't understand what you're doing. So what I hope is I hope you got more people and anybody who wants to, improve their English so they can come to your Zoom meeting and then they can improve their English. So I really appreciate that and I congratulate you to by doing this. So actually, I wish that I heard my brother talking, but I don't know if he's here or not. So yeah, so actually one thing that I want to say about the the question number one that I have is um so I think reading books is it's kind of like everything. It's not just like help you with your brain or knowledge anything like that. It's more than that because
When you're reading, it's a way that's gonna help you with the first of all, it's gonna help you with phonetics. So knowing how you pronounce the words, because when you're reading something and then you reading like loudly, so you can hear yourself. And as soon as you make a mistake, you're gonna hear yourself, and then you say, is this how I'm supposed to pronounce this? So it's gonna help you with your understanding too, because in English, many words or many phrases, it doesn't mean the same like as you think. So it's just by reading, it's gonna help you to understand in what context that you're talking about. So reading is it can help you with phonetics, and it can help you, reminding, so how words you can write, like you can write words, and books like for the books that you have to read, I mean, you might be passionate about the books, but when it's come to read, you do not have to have a specific books that you reading. So you probably have an interest story in a book, so you have this book and then you say, yeah, that's the book, so I'm trying to finish. But any books that you found that if it's in English, so just read it, because you're gonna find something very, interested in some new vocabulary. So I think this is something that very important when you're learning English. There's no way you can speak English if you're non-native speaker without reading books. And you probably speak English, but your English probably like, it's just like you speak English, but when you're speaking, people might say, okay, yeah, you speak English, but you don't sound like a native speaker. Um, one of my that was back in like 3 years ago. So one of my challenge books was science fiction books. So many people, they don't like science fiction books, but there is many, many, many like strange vocabulary. So you can find when you're reading those books, and the most challenging books, which is it's a classic books. I mean, in the context when I say classic, is not that classic because it's something very important. So it's the Bible. Because one thing I hope that we can figure out is you probably speak English well, you have a good pronunciation, but when it's come to the Bible, you don't understand anything, because the Bible, this is where you gonna find every single vocabulary, so you have to know, because like when you go to church, if you never read the Bible, so the words that they use in the Bible, you're not gonna be able to understand. So I would encourage everybody here, even if you have a book aside that you're reading, like storybooks, anything, but please take the time, read the Bible. So you're gonna learn from God. That's the first thing. And the secondly, you gonna improve your English. And this is where all your English gonna be sounds perfect. You're gonna be understand. And so I think I encourage everybody to read your Bible. And I'm not trying to take it too long. I'm just a stranger guest. And I did want to say thank you so much for what you're doing for everybody. And I wish, like I said, I hope everybody hear what I'm saying. So I wish, I wish that. I wish when I first started, so I had something like that. So where you got someone who's helping you improving your English. And one thing else I want to encourage everybody is just make your friends who interested about English be your practice friend. So keep it in English. No matter what people, because when I first started, so people think that I was crazy, but I know I wasn't. It's just, keep it in English. It doesn't matter like you say something, it doesn't like you didn't pronounce the word like very well, just keep it. And then this is when you're gonna have a good listening. This when you listen to other people, and this is when you're gonna have a good understanding. And then the writing. So this is when you're reading, you're gonna be remember, oh no, this is you said sing. How do I spell sing? But you saw it somewhere. You didn't like say, okay, sing is like Sing, J. So you not gonna even think about like when you write it because you saw it somewhere and then you see it and then it's stuck in your brain. So you're gonna say, when did I know this word? It's just because you were reading and then you were trying to understand and then it's remind you so how to spell a word. So thank you so much. I really, really appreciate the opportunity that you gave me. And like I said, my brother's name is Wojina. I'm not sure if he's here because I don't know what's the name that he used. But thank you so much. Keep doing what you're doing. We need that a lot, and I really appreciate it. So if there is any other time, so I can enjoy on my free times, so I think I'm coming. All right. Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody.
Great. Thank you. And thank you a million, our dear brother from another mother, Mr. Cabby. You did a really good job. I really appreciate your comment because not only English, but I really appreciate your accent. I really appreciate your wisdom as well. And the way that you see things and also your advice as well to read the Bible. I think it's a really good thing. Congratulations, my dear brother. And I think you can really get a really good impact on the other people around you. Because there are a lot of folks in the US, when they are in trouble, even in the street with police officer, they have to call somebody to translate for them. And it's a kind of sad as well to go to hospital and you cannot really understand. You should get somebody with you. It's a kind of crazy, but I think the way you sound, brother, I really appreciate that. Even though that doesn't mean if you're in the US, you speak English. You should do your best. You gotta force yourself as well, like to do things. Thank you, my dear brother. Let's go really quick, would you please, Mr. Samuel? Sivwan, you get the mic. Say something, my brother.
I greet everybody in the club. So it's the first time I just participate in that club. It's so important when someone read that can make you when you take conversation with the people that can help you having words easily. It's the reason why it's so important. But now I am so interesting because it's the first time I just take red in that in a club. So I wish I wish you a good that make me a good opportunity to participate in that club. So teacher Michael, I really appreciate that. So
Mhm,
and I want to be there each time the club function.
mhm,
But and you know the question is the question is the importance of reading. That's
mhm.
right.
Yes, yes, sir.
I think reading is so important. And when someone read, that can increase your vocabulary, that help you have some words in your tip of your tongue when you take word in front of people. But it's so important, very, very important when you take time to read. It's important when you read so many kind of books. But me, I always read some Bible books and so on. But I think teacher Michael, I thank you. I thank to you because you gave me the opportunity to participate in that club.
Mhm.
Goodbye.
Great. Thank you, my dear brother. And I really congratulate you. Oh, Miss Alisa, open the microphone. Try to say something now.
Do you hear me, teacher?
Really well now. Thank you.
Okay. Hello, everybody. Good evening. I am Aliza, and I'm connecting from Dominican Republic, and I'm extremely happy to be here tonight. And for me, reading broadens knowledge, improves vocabulary, stimulates concentration and imagination. It also helps to better understand many things. And I have ideas on many subjects and about myself. And I like adventure, history, science fiction, and psychology books. Thank you, Mr. Michael.
Mm-hmm. Thank you and congratulations. Our little sister. Thank you and thank you very much.
My name is Davidson Lafleur. I'm currently living to Dominican Republic, so I'm so happy to be here with you and to share my thought. I'm one of the students of Commonwealth language courses. Yeah, thank you, dear Michael, for giving me this opportunity to say things about this the first question. So, in my opinion, the question is why is it important to read, and what kind of books do you like to read? According to me, it's important to read because it helps us grow mentally. When you read, that help you not only grow mentally, it help you grow emotionally and intellectually. And then I'm gonna give you some key reason that's why we must read. When we read, that improves our language skill. Okay, reading expand vocabulary as mentioned Mrs. Steffi. When we read, that expand vocabulary, grammar. Okay, our grammar, and it's very helpful to read. And also it increases our knowledge. You learn about history, science, culture. For example, when you talk about history, and then it's it was by reading we know Christopher Columbus discovered Haiti or America, and then it's just by reading, just by history. And then the third one is build empathy. His stories help you understand others, okay, other people's feeling. When you read, that's you that help you know better people's feeling. In my case, I like reading nonfiction books, especially self-development, psychology books, motivational books, and personal growth. Because me right now, I feel I have more and more um, motivation to read this kind of book because I really want to have my own business in the so I have my big goal to achieve, and then these kind of book are really interesting because one of the a an author said that you will be better in the future only by the book you read, and or even by the people you meet. So if you want to be better or in the future, so you need to read, and then not only read by the people you meet in your life, because the people you meet in your life can also influence in your future. If you meet, for example, if you surround by good people, and then you will get a better result in the future. But if you surrounded by, for example, toxic negative people, you already know what the result can be. And then thank you, teacher Michael, for this opportunity to share my idea, my thought about the first question. Thank you very much.
Great. So thank you, and thank you a million, our dear brother from another mother. We really thank and we really congratulate you as well because you had the opportunity to say things. You did it. I really appreciate and I really congratulate you.